Choose the area to be painted and draw an imaginary frame in your mind to compose the same elements proportionately on the canvas. Draw a horizontal line and place the tree on the right side of the canvas. Draw the rough trunk and the branches and then move to the middle space where the square form of the building is situated. The tree in the foreground and the horizontal line itself is showing the gap and automatically creating a perspective. Draw the second line indicating the wall next to the building and the angular line showing the tin formation. Draw the lines depicting the tree behind the building and the wall. The rough layout of the scene is created for the painting to be built further. Create a dark tone by mixing burnt umber and green. Start applying it on the darkest area visible. Like the side of the tree trunk and its branches. Chuck Jones said, "The whole essence of a good drawing and of good thinking, perhaps, is to work a subject down to the simplest form possible and still have it believable for what it is meant to be." Behind the wall, window, indicating in the building, in the foliage, etc. The color will play the role of the darkest tone in the painting. It is a very important factor to notice the darkest area as well as the lightest area, as that only ultimately leads to perspective and adding third dimension to a two-dimension surface. Start placing the lighter greens and tones mixed with yellow against the darkest part in the foliage. This tonal variation will act as a ground or base of the tree. Trees have a depth to them as one can see the shaded as well as highlighted side. The surface texture and shape, the bow, and the gap through which one can see the sky on the other side. All add to the distance in the painting. One just needs to keep the lighting direction in the mind to incorporate their reflected light on the dark side. Use stark silhouette contrast in the enigmatic foliage will add to the softer look of the leaves. The lighter tones of yellow and yellow ochre blended with the darker tones imparts a soft look to the ground also. One needs to keep in mind that the areas closer to the foreground are darkest. The middle ground has middle tones and horizon is the lightest. Here the crimson and bud sienna occupy the foreground. The green mixed with white is holding the middle tone and green with yellow is acting as the lightest tone. The rough strokes are contributing to the playfulness in the painting. Now add the color to the wall and the building, making one side look darker to create a perspective. Burnt sienna and its tonal variation beautifully depicts the brick color and bring out the perfect character of the scene being depicted with the solidity of the building and softness of the foliage. A tree is an ordered, layered object with an outer covering around an inner armature or core. How to draw it, the technique you choose to use, is determined largely by the position of the tree or bush in your composition. Foreground where each leaf shape is discernible. Background where leaves form a mottled pattern that describe the overall three-dimensionality. Or midground, somewhere in between the two. In the depiction of trees, natural alteration comes in the foliage masses to suit the composition. What matters is to bring out the character of the scene instead of each and every detail. The light blue patches marks the holes through the foliage from which the sky peeps. It is very important to map out the highlighted areas where the light reflects from numerous angled surfaces. The time of the day also dictates the shadow and tones. In the morning, shadows are soft and cool. In the afternoon, there is a stark contrast and sharpness to the light. And in the evening, the shadows keep on growing deep and darker. Time to reinforce the deepest shadows and overall tones as per the mood of the painting, and highlight or diffuse certain parts so that they conform to the chosen or seen direction of lighting. The blue patches on the ground create shadows in the middle area. The patches placed side by side grants magic to the optical mixing. Where a viewer forms his own tone by optical blending of two colors placed side by side. For example, blue placed next to yellow gives green tone automatically by the optical blend. The feathery stroke in the background, ripple texture, intermingled tones, entwined branches, star contrast, all adds to the beauty of the painting. It is very important to note let the spontaneity and rhythm die in spite of layer by layer of transformation in the painting. The painting is a vision of an artist which includes forms, moods, feelings, colors, imagination, and an urge of transform. Apply the grey tone in the foreground to create the darkest shadow. A few strokes here and there will keep on adding different dimensions in the painting. Each stroke is guiding the next and acting as an independent element. And the thickness of the color is bringing out the textural quality. One can easily see and recognize from where the painting has been made. Yet there is a unique character in the painting. Like Paul Cézanne said, he unfolds as a painter that which has not yet been said. He translates it into absolute term of painting, something other than reality. The possibilities of representation are endless and differ from artist to artist as much as their souls. Painting is turning out to be a performance of an artist's inner vision, virtuosity, wonder, and mystery. The wet on wet technique is helping in making a few colors stand out and also in diffusing certain tones. The touches in sky are creating magic of clouds. A few light blue dabs in the foliage is implying the sky peeping through the dense bunch of leaves. One can create sharp contrast and even merge the contours. The whole area appears as a play of chiaroscuro with highlighted sides and light reflecting from variously angled surfaces. The ant winning strokes extending in all directions, receding beyond at some places in lighter tones, and yet pointing straight at some places with bold dark colors, take the painting in a mysterious, imaginative world and adds enigma. There is a never ending urge to transfer more to discover more resources and reflect the vision with layer by layer of careful planning and observation. In the process of exploring endless possibilities, the artist forms his own unique language and individuality. Brian Crawford Young says, most painters will tell you they are transported whenever they paint. The time just flies. It's the combination of having to concentrate yet enjoy at a deep level the application of colors to the canvas. It's sensual and addictive. The tone of yellow ochre mixed with white in the middle area is indicating the soft light of the morning sun falling on the ground. Each patch makes its own division of space, and one starts imagining various contours lost in the shadows of the strokes. Each stroke leaves an impression and tells its own role in creating a depth. The perpendicular strokes of green over the yellow are reflecting the ferns growing in the ground. Add a few dabs of pure lemon yellow are adding another tone and dimension. Now apply lighter tone to the building and the wall. The contrast of white against the brick color will create a depth. An artist's vision, inspiration, observation, knowledge, and consciousness all concoct together to lead his way and explore his space. It totally depends on an artist which area he wants to smoothen out, mixed, and in which area he wants to let the textures play. The creation becomes an extract of his own visual statements, his overlapping thoughts, and his creativity. Henry Matisse said, I want to reach the state of condensation of sensation which constitutes a picture. Perhaps I might be satisfied mentally with a work finished at one sitting, but I would soon get bored looking at it. Therefore, I may recognize it as work of my mind. A few touches of yellow against the dark brown and red of the tree trunk is showing the beauty of the silhouettes. Yellow is merging in the browns and greens are embracing the clouds with their own tones. Yellow strokes over the surface add more luster and glow to the painting. It is very important for an artist to totally lose himself in the painting. Then only the work will guide him in bringing out the forms from his own imagination or subconscious mind. The experimental nature of an artist can hook him easily to form his own transitions with the pigment. At every stage, an artist's restless spirit feels like applying more and more touches, and with every new edition, another impression comes up by mingling the lighter thick patches with the dark ones laying underneath. The multiple layers of wet on wet technique reflects a unique beauty of efforts and continuous triggering of mind and imagination. One just needs to be conscious about the freshness of the colors as the undercoats can get reactivated and totally change the nature of the color placed above. Create an impression of window in the building with burned umber and a line of contrast in the wall. The darkness in the wild growth will make it look denser and also lost in the shadow of the side of the building. Highlighting and diffusing can create miracles in a painting. The artist must be aware enough to know about the colors and what effects they can create. One needs to know where to subdue harsh line and where to leave sharp angles which can add dramatic effects in the painting. Adding warm colors in contrast with cool ones and vice versa increases the attraction in the painting. A painting comprises of thousands of impressions and each impression plays a role in artistic building of an artwork. A few overlapping patches helps in removing any disturbing elements randomly or consciously created, which create hindrance in the visual flow. One needs to be very alert and particular about the fact that being too meticulous and conscious about the brush strokes can always hinder the spontaneity and rhythm and break the visual flow. Let the thick patches of yellow touch the greens of the foliage and the grass and form more tonal variations. The green overlapping the wall forms its own crevices and form an interconnectivity between two spaces which are in a gap because of perspective. As the colors are still wet, the strokes are giving birth to my right tones and contributing to the textural quality of the painting. The haphazard strokes are looking interlocked lights and shadows formed by color value and textures. There are immense possibility of creating volumes on the surface. One just needs to be daring enough to explore and experiment, and also to educate one's eye to catch the visual information aptly. Dissolve completely in the sensation of the atmosphere and bring out a coherent painterly form.